for
Well, and
that.
I think the hardest part for me is I really like Danny Granger. I think Danny Granger, you know, he is a talented player who has really, played well for the Pacers when he's healthy. When he's not healthy, he's been terrible, and it's been difficult to watch because he really he has so many things that make him great. He's a good stretch guy for a relatively short team. He can make the shots. He can sometimes play some power forward, which is what they desperately need. But I mean, his injuries have killed him and killed his efficiency, and we're really not seeing much return from any of our draft guys. I mean, they picked Lance Stevenson. He was a bit of a risk. They did take some risks this offseason. Did they pay off? I don't think they did.
So far, no. I mean, it's easy to say so far, no. Considering in the last 5 years, Granger, Hibbert, and to my extent Hansborough have been the only people that have shown up to play. I mean, we drafted AJ Price. He's been nothing but a failure.
AJ Price has done okay, but I mean, he's really a second round guy who is being asked to be a backup, and
Yeah.
as far as being success, he's still in the league. Now,
Brandon
was
Rush,
that
nah.
Brandon Rush has been a mixed bag. I didn't necessarily like the Brandon Rush pick. Um, did I think we could have gotten somebody better? Yeah, I really wish we would have gone with somebody a little bit stronger and somebody a little bit closer to our needs because we have too many shooting guards, too many small forwards. But I mean, really, where do we go from here? I mean, we're going to have some cap room next year. And
Yeah,
and
but the biggest problem is there's no free agents that are really out there for us to take. And I think that's the biggest problem is that we finally get. I mean, we're gonna have like almost $30 million in cap space that we can't use on any good people. But Bird has said that with all this cap space, he's willing to take on. He's willing to try and go after the bigger guys who maybe have bigger contracts. And so, I mean, I think it's February 24th is the trade deadline, so we got about 3-4 weeks. And I'm hoping he does something with his team. I'm hoping there is a big time trade that brings in. You know what? If Granger's got to go, Granger's got to go. I've been to a few Pacer games. He doesn't excite me that much. Um, we need somebody to come in here and help us, help us right this ship because it has been sinking for 3-4 years now, and
more than
we're
that,
on
5 years,
yeah
five
we're
six
on the
years.
we're on the verge of missing the playoffs for the fifth straight year. Obviously
And for a
nobody
team that
wants
made the
that, but
playoffs, this team
14,
made
14
playoffs,
out of 15 years up until 2005.
and that's unacceptable for a franchise that had such high hopes. I really think it's been one of the biggest embarrassments in the league, bigger than even we're talking teams that have had opportunity or have had players but haven't made it to the playoffs. We're a team that has made it to the playoffs, and yet we haven't done anything. We haven't made a big move. I mean, really, the risks they took were not good risks. They
Exactly.
and frankly, I would rather have Troy Murphy back. I
Oh,
you know
I don't think he should have ever been. I mean, it was a good trade because of who he got, but that guy, I don't think he wants to come play for us again. But truthfully, he'd be well worth picking up in free agency, obviously to a lesser contract than what he was making. But the guy was a double double every night. He was able to shoot from three. Um, he did everything that you want a player to do, but for whatever reason, fans here did not like him. And I
it's
was
because
all
the
about
contract.
him. Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it
But I
was the
mean
contract.
and which is dumb because we didn't give him that contract. It's not like we signed him to an extension that gave him $11 million. That was just part of the deal. To fans didn't like the contract. Well, the fans also didn't like the Artest and Jackson and Tinsley, the people that had talent that could have won us playoff games and possibly a championship. They didn't like them because of one bad thing that after another, and So you bring in a player who gets the job done, night in, night out, does exactly what he's supposed to do, stays out of trouble, but because he makes an exorbitant amount of money, which, I mean, was he worth $11 million? No, but I mean, he was a valuable commodity to what we had, and um, I I would love for him to come back.
I think he did so many good things, and he brought some respect to the Pacers, which I mean they haven't regained, and frankly we need another four guy who's going to be able to do something again
Exactly.
because there's nothing else we can do. But
I
yeah,
think I think that's show then. This was a lot of fun. I haven't. It's been almost a year now since I've done any kind of radio talking podcast type thing. Um, Hopefully people out there like it. Hopefully they'll come back and listen to some more. This one ran a lot longer than I expected. But you know what? It was a good conversation, and we'll keep doing them if people keep listening. And I mean, we might do them even if people don't listen. So look for this on YouTube. Maybe every week. Maybe a couple times a week. There might even be sometimes I get on here if something breaks and a trade deadline, something, or someone dies, or some big news comes out. I might get on here and do one, but
I hope we're not shooting for somebody dying, but
no. But I'm saying
they happen.
yeah. I mean, I'm just throwing out some of the possibilities as to why I would do one by myself during the week. Um. So, all right. Well, we'll do this next week, and hopefully Daryl can get on, and hopefully we can talk some other people into coming on. And it's been a lot of fun. So this has been Sports Chat. Again, I've been your host, Matt Muncie,
And I'm Brock Stafford.
and we will talk to you guys next week.